Hello everyone and welcome to this MySQL Query Masterclass. Today I am Atul Agrawal, currently pursuing my Btech from AITR Indore. We are moving beyond the theory and diving straight into the code. By the end of this presentation, you will understand the core syntax that drives modern databases and crucially, how to use it effectively. Before we write code, we need to understand the four main pillars of SQL. First, we have DDL, data definition language, which we use to build the container, things like tables and databases. Second is DML, data manipulation language, which handles the actual data inside those containers. Third is DQL, data query language. This is the famous select statement used to fetch data. And finally, DCL, data control language, which handles permissions and security. Let's start with DDL. To store data, we first need a structure. Here is the syntax for create. We start by creating a database, then a table. Notice how we define data types for each column. int for numbers, varchar for variable length text, and char for fixed length codes. Defining these correctly is crucial for database optimization. Requirements change, and so must our database. The alter command allows us to add new columns or change existing ones without deleting the table. However, be very careful with the drop command. Unlike alter, drop deletes the table and all the data inside it permanently. Always use this with extreme caution. Now that we have a table, let's add data using DML. The insert into statement is used here. You can insert a single row by specifying the columns and values, or as seen in the second example, you can insert multiple rows at once for better efficiency. Note that if you skip a column, MySQL will try to insert a null or default value. This is the command you will use 90% of the time. Select. To grab everything, we use the asterisk. But for better performance, it is best practice to list only the specific columns you need, like name and grade. If you have duplicate data, you can use the distinct keyword to return only unique values. Data is useless if you can't find what you're looking for. The where clause acts as a filter. You can use standard operators like greater than or equals. For text, we have the like operator. The percentage sign is a wildcard, so J% finds anything starting with J. And finally, the IN operator lets you specify a list of multiple values to match. Once you have your data, you need to organize it. Order by sorts your results. By default, it's ascending, but you can add this key to flip it to descending order. The limit clause is your safety valve. When working with millions of rows, always use limit to restrict how much data comes back so you don't crash your application. Raw data is good, but summaries are better. Aggregation functions like count, sum, and avg let us do math on our data. In this example, we aren't just counting students, we are grouping them by grade to see how many got an A, B, or C. The having clause is like a where filter, but specifically for these grouped results. Data isn't static. Use update to modify existing records. Use delete to remove them. I have added a warning here for a reason. Always include a where clause. If you run delete from students without a where ID equals something, you will wipe out your entire table instantly. Finally, the true power of a relational database is join. Rarely is all data in one table. We use join to connect tables, usually matching an ID column from one to another. An inner join gives us rows that match in both tables. If a student hasn't signed up for a course, they won't appear in the results. That covers the essential syntax of MySQL. Thank you for listening, and I am now happy to take any questions you have about these queries.